Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War. Last we left off, I don't know if I showed this on camera, so I'll go over it again. We maxed out all of our divisions with 4 brigades of 2,000 men each, so 8,000 men to a brigade, with guns containing, I don't know, some number of people, but each gun battery containing 15, except for those which already had more than 15. So to go, essentially. The one exception being Billy Goat Farrell, who's, I don't know, kind of earned his place amongst us, regardless of what we think. So we're just gonna let him be. Um, and it's the same across the board. With Second Corps, I don't know, it's weird. They have really good officers for their infantry. Their cannonade officers are not that great. First Corps, the officers aren't as special great in all the situations. Like a Second Corps infantry line, like a second division, where men like Cochrane and Weeks and Thayer just hold lines for days because they're brigadier generals. But the overall command structure means that they have a damn fun time. And I understand that this could probably be John Gibbon could probably run the first division better than Stark. But I honestly just like the Iron Brigade being my kind of fuck you final solution to every fight. I'm wondering how Piet's coming along. Piet and Garnet and Baxter are coming along quite soon. Everyone else is kind of subsisting. I know Loomis and Hall have been with us from the beginning. I think Hall is actually one of the original officers. Just because you can tell, because they were around for the part where we had all that stuff going on. Anyway, only 2 battles left. We're gonna go to the siege of Suffolk. We're going to attempt to relieve General Peck. 2 gunboats helping us out. And we whooped him good at the Namasamo River, or whatever. So we'll be sending Second Corps again. 15 out of 18 brigades. Strange. They bring a good 30,000 men to the almost 31,000 men to the field. 55 gun, or well, hold on. Yeah, they bring a lot of guns to the field. Longstreet arrives, commences his assault. They defend about Peck's garrison. So we have to hold our ground for 2 hours against a stronger, advancing Confederate force. I guess we have 1 man from 2nd Division, that's Meredith's men. I want them to hold in reserve. And we'll just have 1st Division engage. They'll be my wonderful little reserve. Yeah, it looks like frontline Confederates have to pass across the river. Could flank back here, so I want Merritt to come back here. I want Cochrane to stand up here and cover the charge. Drake to stand over here and cover the gap. And looks like these cannons honestly do pretty good, but we'll have Carr come over there. Let's go ahead, start it up, pause it. Already, we're going to deploy some skirmishers from Merritt. Want Merritt to deploy up here. Cochrane can deploy to cover Murphy's flank, or rear, I mean to say. Drake can cover up there. Carr can bust off some skirmishers to cover their wide flank. And can go stand over there as well. he should be able to keep the Confederates from being able to loop around and get behind the river. So all we have to do is hold out for 2 hours. And then our reinforcements will arrive. Take a sip of my drink. Hey Murphy. Get some in up on that hill. Looks like this is a hill that comes down and then comes back up again on the other side of the river in the valley. So looks like we're on the top of a small hill. I want Meredith's men to deploy some skirmishers over here as well. Because I am fearful of the rebel flanking us and coming around this way. So it can, in our really one line of defense. Actually, I want Meredith to come over here. Because we got them pretty well blocked off in the center from anything but a massive frontal assault. The left is pretty choked up just because of the ground they'd have to cover. And okay, cool. We get a good look at our initial Confederate force. Looks like a couple 2,000 strong brigades of infantry, 3 batteries of cannon. Batteries of cannon down there. Alright, Murphy. You go on ahead and fall back now. He's done his job. Looks like those cavalry are coming in already, alright. I want Terry and Foster skirmishers to deploy and see if they can't keep this river crossing El Occupado. And yeah, it looks like there's a Confederate flanking force down in the south. Yeah, I suspect any attempt to cross this river will be met with moderate to fierce resistance. There we go, boys. I want to keep those engagement lines basically just right on the river. So yeah, it looks like the Confederate battle line is right there. I'm gonna go ahead and have these guys actually just fall back. People like Murphy over here have a good idea. Hawkins is in a decent position. It looks like what we're getting for the most part is a frontal assault. These guys are mostly just to hold him behind them with it. Put some heavy initial fire in there. Maybe even draw some of that attacking cavalry into chasing us up the hill. Hawkins' men are going to take quite a beating at the beginning there, though. Yeah, it looks like the main line's established up over here. Big batteries, cannons up over there. Firing down. I want to see this. Firing shots down across the field. That's pretty. Not quite yet in range. Murphy sure as hell is. This is one thing I do think they need to work on in the game. Occasionally troops will be in range of one guy, but they won't for another. For no real apparent reason. I think it's mostly like one of these guys are flipping the edge. Yeah, these guys are trying to fight their way out of the stream, and it's not going as well for them as they would hope. Yeah, I assume. Maybe they hope to all die in a river. I'm not really. I shouldn't be making assumptions about these people. And I'll see if just shuffling them around a bit elicits a better response. But I mean, for the most part, they're well covered enough. I could pull Hawkins back and put skirmishers on their line. Giving us a slightly more lightly defended front line, but increased durability in the event of a charge anyway. At least so far as I believe. They sort of retain an ability to put fire on the enemy from cover, but at the same time not take too many casualties, even in the event of a large Confederate charge. And I suspect that it is that supply depot that is keeping us all so very well supplied. I believe this cannon is firing canister shot down the valley, and I just love the animation for canister shot. I feel I should mention. Take another sip of my drink. They seem to be unwilling to engage over here, trying to shoot my men out of the fortifications, despite the fact they only killed 13 over the past 10 minutes. Maybe a few more, but their skirmisher basically the only one engaged. Cavalry's holding up there, and in general their infantry seems to lack the resolve to assault our fortifications, especially with the beyond deadly fire our cannons plunging down into them. Honestly, if I move this cannon up a bit closer, I may even be able to pour some fire down canister shot into the river, of which the results would be horrific for the enemy. And yeah, there's the canister shot. Fired at range. Not honestly quite as good as the shell shot. I'm just gonna leave him up there. I see no attempt at a flank mid over here through this dense woodland, or at least this dense underbrush and across the river. At least the AI isn't smart enough to throw away its troops, but quite frankly, they lack any sort of offensive power whatsoever. So we're just gonna honestly fast forward it here. Since the enemy doesn't seem to want to make any attempt to push across the river, we will not make any attempt to screw ourselves either. We will just hold here for 2 hours, awaiting reinforcements. Though I'm fairly confident in our ability to hold the town as is right now. Foster's men getting a bit roughed up at the front. Lost 162 men of their original, I think 1,046. Really have strange numbers for default divisions, but whatever. Seems to be taking the bulk of the Confederate artillery fire from people like Macon and Henry and Blount. You can really see it too. Hawkins skirmishers, or Hawkins really took a bunch of fire too. Yeah, they've peppered the entire hill. That is one thing I love about this game. They've added those little crater holes. Charles is just a very nice addition really makes the battlefield feel more dynamic. So yeah, I've been thinking of adding a 10-pounder ordnance to the mix. Looks like some of their cannons are starting to run out of ammunition. Possibly as part of a new core whenever we get around to that. Adding a bunch of 10-pounder ordnance. Since we have them lying around, it would seem a waste to not use them. At this point, it's devolved to mostly just an artillery fight. I believe we receive 2 ironclads. And it looks like now they choose to commit themselves to a general assault. What looks to be 3-ish divisions push forward. Alright, here comes that Confederate charge we've all been waiting for. Boys, hold there. Blakesman, fire canister into them. Jesus, okay. Just want to get accurate stock of the situation. 2 ironclads, by the way. I wonder who they are. No names. Alright, cool. 3rd Division, 2nd Division, 1st Division. Oh. Okay. Looks like 2nd Division's been holding up the middle. We can do similar. Looks like almost all of 3rd Division is here as reinforcement. So we'll just have them deploy up on the right next to the town. In case any of our units are beaten back. I think I'll move this artillery back just a pinch. Once again, the Confederates seem to have a lack of willingness to cross this river, and after we beat off the initial charge, these divisions should probably crush them, really. And yeah, that's 57 kills within the first few moments of being able to engage the enemy. Foster's men finally being able to break back out into cover. Looks like Armistead and Gorse are trying to force their way up in the dying light of the day. Seems the sun sets along with Confederate ambitions upon this hill. Well, not entirely, not yet. It sets at least with my fears. So yeah, there's the 3rd Corps taking up the rear as the ironclads pour fire from over there. Skirmishers give fire across the river. Forrester holds the line. Forrester may actually need to be replaced at some point. Oh, that's a 3rd Corps guy. Where's my 2nd Corps cannon? There we are. Poog. Actually, I want to put Blake over here. and move over here, since this area seems to be less heavily contested. Yeah, you stop there. Like, I really, really, really hope you brought canister. But yeah, Peck seems to be holding firm here in the north. And push up in the south wields not much for that. Hawkins could probably find some benefit from moving up to occupy this. Fortifications. And his men are able to open fire on the Confederates in the river. Confederates seem to turn around. It looks like the bulk of their advance is concentrated over here, with about a division of Confederate troops trying to lift the siege. It just does not seem the Confederates have large enough numbers present in the area to there's a lot of 1861s lying around on these armies. Really, these are very well equipped units, both in terms of command and rifle. For the most part, they're actually better equipped than mine. Strange. I expect Foster to break sooner than later. And Peck stands atop his observation post. Looking on, we can see Confederate artillery and infantry massing for continued attacks, but I just don't think they're really going to find themselves able to... Jesus, that's a hell of a cannonade. Seems as though everyone has decided that we're their least favorite person of the year. I feel like I'm 1939 times Person of the Year. At least in terms of popularity in the modern age. I don't really feel like Hitler. I should do a Let's Play called Let's Play Times Person of the Year 1939 and just make it like a Hearts of Iron 4 Let's Play. And yeah, these guys are not doing well. Baker's men come up and try and assault us, but I think they will be thrown back with extreme vigor. Oh no. They actually rout Terry. Torber. Boys, I have a hole that needs filling. Look at those 2,000 Union boys scramble to fill that hole in the line and in my life. So yeah, casualties mount. Hello, Terry. Torbert off run. I want Terry to get back up over here so that I'm really not understanding what's going on here. So instead of like wondering what the hell's going on or just repeatedly trying, we're just gonna not use that fortification since it only took 36 guys dying for them to leave it. Just going to assume that somehow, for all intents and purposes, this area is flanked by people coming directly at it from the front. Whatever. It's cool. Just try and assault it regularly again. Foster is gradually running out of people, but not before killing almost an entire Confederate brigade's worth of men. And Jenkins trying to push up, running into the problem that is the Union Army. It's a pretty big problem for the Confederates at this point, I would wager. Hawkins, though, seem to have some trouble with just paying. They're flanking us from very strange flanking positions. And I'm not entirely sure if I agree with the game's assessment. But I will agree that the AI does desperately need to get up this damn hill, and it's not costing me about it. Not yet, anyway. So I will leave it as it is. Try to cross the river, only to meet their demise inside said river at 41 kills. Jesus, really? They must frequently try and cross that river or something. I haven't been paying attention then. And it seems that that supply depot is keeping our men incredibly well supplied. Just move this cannon up here. Seems night is beginning to fall. It's become mostly a duel of artillery at this point. Their artillery trying to punch a hole in our line. Our artillery trying to punch a hole in their assault. But they're doing the assault at the same time, and it's just not going well for them in general. Foster, though, has lost almost over half his brigade's strength, but for triple the casualties. Skirmishers, cross again. Let's see if we can't get Hawkins back up on the fortifications. No need to rush. We could rush anyway, though. The battle will soon be ended. Foster's men hold admirably there. And yeah, Hawkins cuts down many of those skirmishers in the river. Jenkins may fail to even cross the river. Lots of shell shot goes off over the top of them, and skirmisher fire flies into them. I think I'll move Burning over here. Kind of bound our artillery forward. I think Napoleon did one of those tactics once. I've been playing Wars of Napoleon Patriot game. It's the engine. Not the greatest game in the world. Not terrible though. Yeah, just in general, rather slow mission. No real command decisions to be made right now. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed. I was hoping for more. I'm just going to presume that it is to preserve our force's integrity for some later date. I could push out to try and nobly push the Confederates back from the ridge and completely repulse the Confederate assault, but A, I'm not feeling it, and B, I think that'd be stupid. Also, I'm not really sure why there's a broken gun there, because looking at my guns, I don't think they even suffered a real loss. Oh, this is a 20-pound parrot. What the shit is it doing up there? I didn't even know we had 20-pound parrots. Good lord. I don't know, I only carry around 12-pounder Napoleons. 20-pound parrots are, like, kind of ridiculous, in my personal opinion. Too much range. I don't know, maybe it'd be better in multiplayer. The 20-pound parrot. Well, it'd be sick as hell. It would be a multiplayer version of this campaign. I know it probably wouldn't work out very well, because battles are probably the same. Or probably slightly different. but like, kind of like how close combat can do it. Foster, Jesus, man, if you kill 90 more men, then that will be an entire brigade worth of Confederate infantry. Keep in mind, most of these guys marched in with 2,000 guys. Right, scarce seen combat. Well, Armistead has been down there being shot at for the past 2 hours. I somewhat doubt Foster's ability to hold too much longer. But I'm willing to let him lead because he's not mine. In fact, almost all the troops on the line aren't mine. Not a single one of them has been thoroughly repulsed. And I see no need to replace any of them. Not even Terry. Foster's been subject to pretty much the brunt of what I believe to be Confederate artillery at this point. 4 batteries. It's pretty crazy, man. I don't think Foster can withstand a real assault at this point. At this point, Foster's almost filling in the role of a skirmisher. A damn good one, though, because he's got good rifles. So now these guys are going to attempt to take out Robertson with a massive cannonade. But for the most part, most of the 3rd Corps, in fact, won't even be engaged. I think Bernie took 1 guy wounded so far. Conversely, we could see about going along a 12-pounder upgrade spree, taking all of our 6-pounders and turning them into 12-pounder Napoleons, which would take our artillery from the pretty badass killing machine that it is to a super badass killing machine. Let's see, 264. I honestly gotta admit though, I do like the 10-pounder ordnance ability to just throw shell shot, like, as far as the eye can see. Armistead's about fired all his ammunition, but the Confederate commander seems reluctant to engage any more units. And the ironclads drive off the Confederate probe in the south. I don't think Meredith's men from hell have even taken a single nick this entire fight. And I will just leave them there, protecting my far right. And Armstrong does a charge, probably hits Foster and knocks him off. We're gonna pull Peck back. Terry. Looks like as night falls, the Confederates make a big push. Looks like Armistead is routed from the field. Drake's men, I need to move you guys to reform. Looks like they reformed. And I think that was the last big push they were willing to make. And Foster's killed an entire brigade's worth of enemies now. I don't want Drake's men to run back into position. And Terry honestly can break off some skirmishers just to deal with this guy, because they're really annoying the hell out of me. And yeah, we sent 8,000 more men than they did. Even including cavalry, we sent 7,000 more men. We achieved almost a 5-to-1 kill ratio. We lost 3 guns. I think it was 10-pounders. They lost no guns. They did have 3 guys get shot at some point. Foster Foreman and Bernie got promoted. Foster, sure as hell, deserved it. I wonder if Foster was the guy down there. I don't know how you could fail at that point, but whatever. We captured a bunch of Harper's Ferries 1855s. which is pretty nice. Bunch of muskets and hunters and sawed-offs and Tyler Texases. We rescue a bunch of 1861s from our good friends, the Meat Shields. And we capture some 1855s back from, like, what, the 100 guys we ourselves lost? 20-pounder Parrott guns. Nice cannon. And we rescue 16 Enfields. So, not terribly bad reward, not terribly good reward. Greeks will take in a single recruit. Torbert gains discipline. Hunton as well. Merritt took some losses, gets some men back. Drake as well. Cochrane. And yeah, I'm not even sure what the recruitment quote there was, but we could sure use a bit more politics.
Yeah.
I could always use more politics. And close your army. I expect this battle to be a doozy. Could get more Springfield 1861s. Equip even more brigades with them. Start to become a powerhouse of just death. I suspect Harlan will become a lieutenant general after this next battle at Chancellorsville. Morning of April 27th, let's see. Battle of Fredericksburg. Army of Northern Virginia is still a formidable force to reckon with. I would argue that that is true. That force was damn hard to fight. I would believe that we were not able to advance further due to harsh winter conditions and constant skirmishes. And we still get knocked back behind the Rappahannock River, which, if you remember, we crossed screaming that one night. We attempted to cross Rappahannock and engage the Fair Army of Northern Virginia once again. More sophisticated plan. The wide flank maneuver attack from the west. Several miles west. April 30 and advance towards Lee's army. It's a hell of a plan, boys. I'm 100% behind you. If we win this in the next part, I will honestly probably wind up spending political points willy-nilly, just because we'll have 105 political points. At this point, my men are willing to follow me into hell, which is, it's a nice improvement over Antietam, where my entire career was on the line. I'm truly grateful to not have the threat of being fired looming over me before every single battle. It's truly a pleasure. The pleasure will be all mine in the next video. Till then, gentlemen, I'll see you in the field. Good day.